Welcome to Game News for July 13th, 2013. We're your hosts. I'm Chris. This is Mike.
Hello.
This is Grover.
Dude!
And we are back with more goodies for you guys to just dig into, starting with Microsoft is actually getting some backing for their crazy policies for the Xbox One. They recently reversed as a group has engaged a petition on change.org to bring back the original plans for the Xbox One. To quote from the petition page, and you'll see it behind us, this was to be the future of entertainment, a new wave of gaming where you could buy games digitally, then trade, share, or sell those digital licenses. Essentially, it was Steam for Xbox, but consumers were uninformed and rallied against it, and it was taken away because Sony took advantage of consumers' uncertainty. Well, it currently has over 23,000 signatures at press time after only 4 days. The funny thing is, if the comments are any sign, it is largely being signed by PS4 proponents and gamer trolls who want to see the Xbox One fail. It is uncertain if the petition is a troll in and of itself.
Microsoft's stupid, but they're not that stupid, guys. Come on. They see where this is going.
And speaking of Microsoft, and this shouldn't be anything close to a surprise for anybody, they found themselves in a bit of a scandal as The Guardian, the famed British news service, has found that they've been working with the NSA and the FBI to provide them with unencrypted access to Outlook, Hotmail, SkyDrive, and even Skype, including various video and non-video calls made through the service. Microsoft claims it is legally compelled to comply, much like the other services like Facebook, Google, and Apple. All of this has been revealed thanks to the now legendary Edward Snowden, who leaked documents about the prison program and is currently on the run in Russia. Whew.
Well, the Super Smash Bros. Series is a little controversial in the fighting game world because of how many in the community feel it's not a real fighting game, and judging by the whole slip fall that Nintendo put in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I think that's kind of how they wanted them to feel too. But fans raised $95,000 for breast cancer research and lobbied for their game to get on the main stage at the upcoming EVO this very weekend, and then Nintendo contacted the EVO board and told them they couldn't stream the tournament. And more recently, it's been discovered they even wanted to shut down the tournament for Super Smash Bros. Entirely. Of course, this caused a huge uproar all over the internet, and either Nintendo was listening or someone at Nintendo who was able to recognize BS and horrible PR stepped in to greenlight the tournament back into order again within 12 hours of the actual announcement.
Nintendo, what the
naughty word
are you thinking? I mean, what? What is...
It's the whole bloated head lawyer thing that's going on with all these companies.
Because Nintendo can't be that stupid.
You know, and then extra Smash news, Captain Olimar of Pikmin is confirmed to be returning for the new Smash Brothers.
And I almost skipped this story, but I thought Square Enix could use the publicity since they don't like promotional materials being used to promote them. Deus Ex, The Fall, was released on iOS devices just this week, at least those that weren't jailbroken. And jailbroken is a term for people to legally bypass certain Apple restrictions and systems on their iOS devices so they can use other programs a little more freely. Players with their legally jailbroken devices, this just voids their warranty, there's nothing illegal about it. And with their paid-for, non-pirated games, they got the message that you can see behind me when they began the game, I believe in the tutorial mode. This sent quite a few gamers into a frenzy, and rightly so. Square Enix backpedaled like crazy when they found out that the story was growing in proportions, and issued a statement that they weren't, quote, clear, quote, that the game wasn't supposed to be supported on jailbroken devices, and are issuing a patch that will turn off this DRM service thing in the very near future.
Good job! The U.S. government went and did something unexpected this week. After ongoing conversations started by Riot Games, the United States now officially recognizes professional League of Legends players as athletes.
Okay.
I'm just like, but this is actually kind of cool. What this means is that it's much easier for international players to come to the U.S. on sport-related visas. This means that Street Fighter or fighting groups or even, Counter-Strike or StarCraft can get similar treatment, so that's actually very awesome.
This sounds good. I like.
Blizzard has added new stuff to their World of Warcraft pet store. The news article I read detailed 5 items, 3 of which were transmog helms that bind to your account and can be used on helms of all armor types, so cloth, leather, mail, and plate. The other 2 are a seesaw and a hitching post. I find the seesaw a bit silly, but the hitching post is an item you can set on the ground to allow you and 24 other people mount a special Iron Warhorse mount, which is a ghostly-looking warhorse, like the Forsaken mounts, only with blue ghost flames added to the skeletal look. You can use this in Battlegrounds too, so it's all cosmetic stuff, nothing that gives you an advantage in-game, because if you're in a Battleground, you probably have your own mount anyways, so...
And it's finally happened. The first report of layoffs from Capcom Capcom that we've ever reported as an unnamed number of Capcom employees, which seem to be largely USA-based at present, were laid off. Among them is Senior VP Christian Svensson, who was well-liked on the Cap Community Forum boards, despite his constant defense of Capcom's odd business decisions. But Svensson's volunteered to leave, not really getting into much of why he was leaving, or whatever cuts were actually going on at Capcom, but he's sending out his resumes and thanking Capcom fans that have shown him so much love and special farewells to his team he'll be leaving behind. Though there was this quote, divided from his statement on his Google Plus account, "While I wish the company the best of luck, Capcom is going in a different direction and the need for people at my level relative to other areas is lacking. Those who know me well know that I've been ready to go for quite some time. We tried some things that worked, we tried others that didn't, we fought some fights that were worth fighting, and even won a few. I'm proud of what we accomplished." So, good luck out there, Svensson. You and Seth Killian certainly made Capcom's fighting game community what it is today, and where would be the fighting game community if not for you two, so thanks for your work, dude. And likewise, EA outright shut down EA Phenomic, the team behind Spellforce, Battleforge, and the recent free-to-play browser-based Command & Conquer Tiberium Alliance game. The 16-year-old German studio is the latest casualty to EA's wide swath of studio shutdowns and layoffs over the past year, still being claimed as part of a restructuring for next-gen consoles and supposedly nothing to do with sales, the economy, or EA's business practices hurting them constantly.
What? Tiberium, that wasn't that bad.
I don't know.
Back in 2000, China instated laws to ban video game consoles because of their games' violence or politically sensitive material. And they didn't want their young people harmed by physically or mentally, which is, whatever. Well, there's a lot of talk coming out of the country that so long as the console and games meet certain guidelines, they are looking to unban consoles soon thanks to the Shanghai Free Trade Zone plans, looking to open up China's economy.
And some more sad news is co-founder of Giant Bomb and founder of Batman.com, Ryan Davis, passed away this week from unreported circumstances. Despite his often vocal angst about a good many things in the video game community, he was loved by that community right back. He was married just in the last week and he was only 34.
Linden Labs made news recently with Second Life's big anniversary celebration, but they've got even bigger news this week as they purchased Desura, which many folks would recognize as a sort of indie-centric Steam box of sorts.
Nintendo launched the 3.1.0 system update for the Wii U. One of the new additions is that the system will regularly connect to the internet when the Wii U is turned off to check for updates. It will install any found next time the system is turned on. Other additions include more stability and minor changes that Nintendo didn't actually list, opting instead to simply say that they were there. This is a minor update that's to pave some road for the bigger update expected around early October, or earlier than that, possibly.
After 2 years of beta, Valve eventually launched Dota 2 this week. Though because of its giant player base, they're taking the launch slowly to avoid any of the usual MMO online hang-up launches that games have of swamped servers.
NIS, the Disgaea folks, announced at Anime Expo that they'll be bringing two of their latest Vita titles, Demon Gaze and the disturbing Vita updated Danganronpa, to North American and European audiences next year.
Shigeru Miyamoto is a pretty big name in Nintendo, as most people know, and the reason that we're going to take this story is because he himself has announced that there is going to be a brand new IP for Nintendo in 2014. That's it. No other details. But it's him saying it, so it's something that you could potentially be excited about, especially if he has anything to do with it. So
he is the golden man. Everything he touches. He is why Nintendo's still around. I'll tell you that now.
That is the darn truth.
Steam began its summer sale this week, which will continue until July 22nd. As always, it will offer discounts that run the length of the sale, as well as daily specials to keep an eye on every 24 hours. And even also every 8 hours, both a few flash sales and a community choice sale, where users can vote between titles to see which is the next sale. Too many sales to list, and they change often, so keep an eye open, provided they aren't down again like they were this week from Overload.
We're down for like 8 hours, I think. And speaking of sales, indie developer Spiderweb Software recently celebrated 20 years of making games, though this confuses me as Wikipedia says that they came to be in September 1994. But whatever. To celebrate, over a dozen of their isometric RPG titles are on the weekly Humble Bundle sale for you to nab for a few bucks. This is actually surprising since they are actually part of the Steam Summer Sale going on right now. You're getting fewer titles with the Steam one and paying $20 for it. So, get everything and go over to the Humble Bundle. There you go. So that is game news for July 6, 2013. So did we learn anything today?
We did. We learned that EA is assholes.
Wheel of morality, turn. Tell us the lessons that we should learn.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wow. Why? They will be in my head forever now.
So with that musical fuel, good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Good night, Dallas.